In real life, I think. I'm pretty sure we're live.
Okay.
We should be
I
live. We
hope we're
should be
live.
Gucci. I hope we're live.
Alrighty.
All right, now, yeah, we're live. Okay, so on this,
Alright.
so we're actually
So,
late.
Operation Health.
No, okay, let me introduce the podcast first. I had me some McAllister, so if I'm munching on food, I'm sorry.
God, I fucking love that little tiny, like that little thing that says talk shows and podcasts. It looks so cute.
It does look so cute. All right, so sorry we are late. We're a week late on this one. We'll also changed. We're gonna do it twice a month.
It's Josh's fault.
So it's gonna be the first month and the third month. Yeah,
We're
you know,
we're we're not only not only late by a week, we're also late by a week and a day.
well, yeah, I'm sorry, okay? Anyway, it's gonna be the first Friday of each month and the third Friday of each month. We have a lot of ideas bouncing off our heads, and we want to talk about them, get them out. And hopefully we get some people to. That's just not me and Jonathan. You know what?
Some guests.
I was thinking it could be Josh and Jonathan, or Jonathan and Joshua, or Johnny and Joshua, or something.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
We're also talking for we're trying to get a name. So like
Yeah,
if
so looking
you,
for name
have a
podcast. Or
name-
you know what? This could just be the name. This honestly could just. It may just go into the name. It might just become the
It's not
name.
gonna. That's no.
Why?
But, because, but um, that's a stupid name for a podcast. Looking for a name.
I like it. I like it.
Looking for a name podcast.
I like it.
But I guess we can get right into it.
All right. So what is the
Um,
first thing on our list? There's the patch notes.
all right,
Actually,
I guess-
are we gonna show anything?
No.
Because if not, I'm going to the background footage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're good from here.
Yep. So this is the background footage. So we also, before we start, I'm gonna explain. I'm not going to throw it out there. For now on, we're gonna have background footage. So it's not gonna just be what you guys see. It's just we're gonna have a legit background footage. This was a just me playing GTA for like an hour and 15 minutes. It was actually longer, but it recorded for an hour and 15 minutes. Did a good car show, so just enjoy the background. You guys don't have to watch it, but you guys can. Something to watch while we are talking, so you guys don't have to see the cover. But we're gonna do this after we show. So say if we wanted to show something, we'll show that first, and we'll get that out of the way. Then we'll just go into the normal talking of the podcast. We were debating on showing the patch notes, but we were talking about anime, so it doesn't really matter.
I think we're just gonna. I think. Do you want to get right into the patch notes?
Yeah. So Rainbow, the new season. What was it called again? What was the new season called?
Operation Ember Rise.
Operation Ember Rise came out Wednesday, right? I think it came out Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
We're yet to play it. We've actually yet to play it. I'm yet to play it. So I played the TTS, but we have to actually play the actual season. So we're probably gonna do that tonight after the podcast. But after that, we should be Gucci. So
all right. So
you can go ahead on and read off the patch notes. Make sure you get everything. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my sandwich so I can eat later.
I'm just gonna get right through with talking about some of the operators and the changes, the very big changes right now. And then we'll go into the nitty-gritty of it later. But we have, so they released Amaru and Goyo. Amaru has IQ's LMG, the the Japanese shotgun, the Supernova. A Claymore and stun grenades for their secondary gadget, and the Mira's sidearm shotgun and the SMG-11. So I think a lot of this.
They also nerfed the LMG, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, they buffed it.
Okay, they buffed the LMG.
They give you more. No, wait. Yeah.
They have a reflex or
angle grip. They gave her an angle grip.
So I think I want to talk about their her weapons a little bit, and how this is actually probably one of the best weapon selections in the game for the play style that they're trying to encourage, which is really just a in your face, get here, shoot you before you shoot me type mentality.
So I agree with them not having new weapons. I think it kind of gives like a sense of normal normality to it, because
Right.
I love having new weapons, but you also gotta remember having new weapons also means you gotta learn the new weapons.
Yeah, and
Now
I think
I feel like what they should do, and I feel like this is what they're going to do, is they're going to at the beginning of each year they're going to release some new weapons, and that's
yeah,
just it. That's all they're going to do. And if they do that, that's fine. But
they can. I think they have to really. They cannot. If they do that, it's the community is going to get really burnt out really quick. And I think they could sprinkle in new weapons here and there throughout the season.
no, here's what they're doing though. I disagree with you, because here's what they're doing. They're taking old weapons and they're making them better.
Right.
Because they do that with the LMG. They did that last season with the Deagle. Now, you might think, oh, it's a muzzle brake. It's suppressor. What? Oh my
No, well,
god, the
that's
muzzle
huge.
brake was so
That's
much
huge.
for the D50.
But I think I think they should sprinkle it out a little bit just to add some variety. I think what they're doing with adding like attachments and stuff is a really good idea.
I agree.
And because that'll spice up the weapons and make them new, and at the same time the old operators that have these weapons will also get buffed. I think these weapons, like an LMG with a shotgun, and then a shotgun and an SMG, I think that's a very good pair. But the only thing is, it seems like you really can only play with two weapon selections. You're either gonna have the LMG with the shotgun. Let's be honest, it's gonna be the LMG with the shotgun, or the shotgun with the SMG, and that could probably become really stale. I think some people could run the shotgun and the LMG, yeah. Well,
this isn't the only case that has happened, because Smoke's been like that forever. He either run his pistol and the damn shot. I mean, this SMG-11, the shotgun, or vice versa.
But
there's many cases of something like that happening.
Yeah, and there's always that case,
But I mean, I think her having the SMG-11 and a sidearm shotgun, like the option of both, that makes her so versatile. You could do so much with her.
Especially with bringing her a secondary and a primary shotgun. That means you could virtually bring a shotgun with the SMG-11, which the Supernova is not that greatest shotgun.
Actually, it's not that bad.
Right, but it's not the best shotgun in the game.
Cyclic times ass, but it hits like a truck.
If she had the what is it, the UK their shotgun Dachshund.
Shit.
I don't remember.
I forget what it's called.
I think it was
SQ something. The SQ shotgun.
Yeah. If they had that one, then she would be like, that would be a nerf to either that shotgun, or she would be getting the Supernova anyway, which I think is a good opportunity for them to make sure that the shotguns do get played a little bit more. Stuns and Claymore, it's like Claymore is Claymore, stuns are stuns. Stuns are Claymores are So it's not the greatest stuff. It's not the worst stuff. That's pretty average. The medium speed, medium armor, that's literally average. And I think her gadget is the biggest thing. Her gadget is the definition of fun over...
Her gadget's interesting, okay? Her
gadget's fun.
Her gadget reminds me of Alibi and Maestro. One's gonna be a lot more funner.
It's gonna be flashy.
Okay. This season is similar to Parabellum.
It is.
Because...
It is.
Okay, Alibi is what...
She's the flashy guy.
Alibi was the flashy one. The Maestro was the all, cool, let's... Maestro's the...
Maestro. People thought Maestro was going to be terrible.
Maestro is a lot more useful than Alibi. Maestro changed the meta.
When Operation Parabellum came out, what did everyone say? Maestro's gadget is useless. It's going to get destroyed by so many different types of operators.
And
any explosive can kill it.
And then look at this one. This season. Look at this season. Amaru's the flashy one. You have the really cool looking, unique gadget. Then you have, what's the defender called again?
Gyro.
Then you have Gyro with his 3 shield. By the way, I want you guys to know when I first saw the reveal, I'm like, 3 shields. This is 1 shield. But oh my god, 3 like, and then he's a 2 speed, 2 armor. He has the Vector. What? He's so good.
And an ACOG. And an
ACOG.
All right, now I don't want to talk about Gyro yet. I want to finish up with Amaru.
Continue
with I think that grapple hook is something, now that people are playing with it, I've been hearing a lot more of the grapple hook is virtually useless in terms of like competitive play, but it's really fun to use. It's really fun. Which makes sense. It's something that I think pros could use like in very
I'm really disappointed she's not a 3 speed. Because her gadget is made for a 3 speed.
It's made for a 3 speed. The only reason and the rushing they stopped because it has a cooldown in the beginning.
Oh yeah, sure.
It has that cooldown in the beginning, so they can't say, "Oh well, we didn't want her to get into the objectives too quick." Which that cooldown they could have made longer. If they really had to, they could have made that cooldown longer and made her a 3 speed. I think it's getting very stale with just giving people medium. It's like
ever since a few seasons ago, they're really careful about making the new operators OP.
They're very which I agree.
It's not a bad thing, but it's also not a good thing. I'm in the sense of making good and balanced operators.
One, I agree with that in terms of if they go into Pro League, they don't want him to be overpowered.
Yeah. So especially now since Pro League, since now new operators can't be played in Pro League.
Yeah, that's exactly why they made it so that new operators can't be played.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Like it's kind of cool, but like I would like to see the new ops be like played at some extent. You know.
Same. I think they could have. It could have been once. Let's see how it goes. I think. What is it? Who's coming out next? Warden and
Nook.
It's Warden and Nook.
Yeah.
I really want to see those operators because that's gonna be weird.
Warren's practically useless, and they nerfed him, but they buffed him this season.
Okay. The question is that going to be useless in Pro League? Because, first of all, the meta in Pro League has always been flashes, smokes, plant, done. Is that going to be the meta anymore? Is it going to be something where they just ban Warden every single time and just call it a day? Or will it change the meta a little bit? Here's the thing with the Warden.
He's a very situational operator. Okay, it depends. It depends what they're doing. If they're doing what you said, then okay, he might be okay. But you also gotta remember, he's more of a selfish operator. His ability is only for him, like Blackbeard, for example.
Exactly, and that's the thing is if you can kill the Warden in the first 5 seconds of the game, you win. You'll win with the smoke.
Exactly. Or if you like a glass or something, right? Because glass can mostly outplay Warden.
Yeah. And I think, pretty much. Glass can most of the time outplay Warden.
I'm saying
if the Warden knows what they're doing.
I know, but I'm just saying that because Glass can shoot from further away and he has that advantage.
Right. If the Warden knows what they're doing and knows the positioning well enough, then I think that could be a little different.
Okay, but Glass has the upper hand, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he can get killed, but he has the upper hand. He has the sniper, the scope, he has everything.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to read off the patch notes, or are we just gonna...
I think we're just gonna go through...
Okay.
Because I don't want to do,
I'm not looking at the patch notes. I'm still eating, so...
That's fine. I want to talk about Goyo with the Vulcan shields.
Okay.
We touched on that a little bit before. He has 3 shields. 3 shields that, they can blow up, but they're 3 shields. And 99.9% of the time, people don't use shields to hide behind and anchor in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, they're on windows and doors to make sure to slow down to slow down attackers, and that's basically what they're there for.
Exactly.
If they vault over, get a free kill, things like that. This is going to be very different because this is affecting team killing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they implemented the team killing factors.
Yeah, so everything they do, I feel like, is meant for something in the future.
Exactly. Anything they do.
The barbed wire nerf, right?
Right.
Was for
Everything,
fucking
I don't.
Legion.
Legion, yeah.
It was for Legion.
Everything they do is for a specific reason. And the only way we know what that reason is for is after and when everything comes together nicely.
Exactly.
I think they absolutely know what they're doing in that development team. I think huge props to them because they do know what they're doing.
Like I said, man, Ubisoft is my favorite fucking game developer. Like, you're seeing GTA footage, but like, I fucking love Ubi. Like if Rockstar was like Ubi, I'd be playing GTA all the damn time.
Right.
Because that's a written for later, but we'll just
that's huge props for the developers too. With everything going on, I think that's huge props to them. Goyo impacts and Nitrocell, that's huge for certain styles. The Vector and then the TCS G12, which is Grandpa's gun.
Grandpa's gun, Kaid. It's Kaid.
Kaid.
I love the shotgun.
And then,
the shotgun with the hollow. Like okay, you say, oh, the shotgun with the ACOG, that's so OP. I don't use it with an ACOG.
Right.
I personally think it's a lot better with the hollow. That's my personal opinion. Now, here's another thing to talk about. Two speeds, 2 armors have an ACOGs. Now,
they literally came out like a couple seasons ago saying.
No, it wasn't a couple seasons ago, dude. It was like a year plus ago.
Was it a year ago?
Yeah, when they took Jaegers and Bandits away, it was like probably 2 years ago, actually.
Oh my god.
It's been forever. It was when they took Bandits and Jaegers away. But no, I think, and I don't think it's OP, and here's why. Like I said, it's a shotgun. He's a 2-speed 2 armor. It depends on the gun they put it on. The shotgun, okay, what's it really gonna do? Yeah, that's my personal opinion.
And I think they tested the waters with Kaid to make sure it wasn't going to be overpowered, and I think they got the correct answer, which was it's not overpowered and it should be fine.
Exactly.
The secondary's just a regular pistol, nothing special about it.
Actually, wait, isn't the secondary is the Ying's pistol Legions?
It's the P229.
Is it not Legions?
I have no idea.
If it is, I remember it being pretty fucking good.
Yeah. All right. Map rework.
What was it this season?
Canal.
Oh yeah, wait.
So, we played it. It's okay.
Honestly, I don't playing it that much of it. To be honest.
I mean, it feels like Canal still.
Yeah, most definitely.
It feels like it.
For sure.
It feels. I don't know how like I didn't play it a lot, but I know it's not going to be huge. It's not going to be like a ground earth shattering thing, at least right now. Eventually down the line it could be.
For sure.
And all right, do you want to talk about, I'm going to skip over the battle pass for right now. We're going to talk about the unranked playlist. Okay. I've been playing that a lot. I love it.
Now, I don't know why.
Really good.
I remember I was in the stream, and I was just trying to get a game, and maybe it was because it was the TTS and that doesn't do much, but I could really get a game.
I didn't have
and I don't know, it was because it was like a few weeks after it came out. I don't know why.
Well, the TTS always did, like, the player base always goes down at, like, shortly after it launches. Yeah. Like that's been always a thing. So
I like the unranked list. I think it's really nice. It's cool to have another game mode. The main thing. Okay, here's the thing that I'm worried about.
It's a new casual. It's a new casual
Now here's the thing.
people that actually want to play the game.
Here's the thing I'm worried about though. Queue times, and I get it, right. Queue times might not be an issue for some players.
I don't think it'll be a problem.
But it's a potential, and I feel like that's why Ubi isn't making 5, 6, 7 different game modes because they're worried about queue times, which I don't blame them. Now,
I don't think it'll be a massive problem.
It's not. Now listen, if it's gonna be a problem, it's gonna be a problem for us PC players because there's more people that play console than anything.
Right, but I don't think it'll be a massive problem.
I hope not, but that's the only worry I have.
I didn't seem to have any problems.
We'll see how it works, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem either. If we're being honest.
I mean, we'll check later tonight.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but that's the only potential issue. And I feel like that's why they never come out with like 20 different game modes, because if they do, it is gonna be a problem. Let's be honest with each other.
Right. I love the unranked playlist. I think that was a smart move on their end, and I think it shows that they are listening to the community.
For sure.
They know the people that want casual to stay as it is, and they know the people that wanted casual to change, and they wanted to change it. And I think they found that middle ground. They just said, let's go ahead with it, and let's just create a new playlist and just call it the unranked playlist. It's ranked rules. Everything's ranked except the rank. You don't have a rank.
Exactly.
And I think that'll help with it could help with people like fucking hating on other people. But it's good. It really is good.
For sure.
And that shows Ubisoft's listening to the players that don't necessarily want to play ranked and have to worry about their rank constantly, but also don't want to play casual and like fucking get memed on. Or have to meme. Like a little more serious, but not super serious.
I understand, man.
And on that same exact note, the champions rank. Players that are really high up wanted a new rank. Pengu was saying that for a long time. He wanted a new rank. Diamond's too easy for him to get. So what did they do?
Okay,
they said, Pengu.
So the champions thing is interesting, but then you look at console and look at how it's gonna play on console. We're the ranked people. Champions are gonna be a mouse and keyboard players. Let's be perfectly honest with each other here. Because it's just.
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying it's gonna
on PC. It's
like.
I mean, it's interesting, and they do need it. In my opinion, they did need it because I remember I think Overwatch has a champions or something equivalent to that.
I don't. Yeah, it could be something equivalent.
It's if it's not Overwatch, it's in their game. I'm thinking of.
But I do remember like Pengu and stuff tweeting out saying that Diamond was way too easy for them to get. They wanted something more. This is the perfect thing to do, and it also shows that. Ubisoft's not just listening to the bottom 9,999, but they're also listening to the top 9,999. So that I think is a very good step for just to show that they're listening and that they probably had this in the works for probably months. And so I think we'll end this segment right. Well, actually, I mean we can talk.
We got anything else to talk about? We're going Rainbow Six Siege because I'm pretty sure everyone watching it doesn't want to hear about Rainbow Six Siege.
Do you want to? You don't want to talk about the Battle Pass?
Oh yeah, Battle Pass. Do you want the last thing? We can do that, and then
we'll do that.
Battle Pass. So I am kind of like what did they say that it was going to include, like cosmetics or some shit?
I have absolutely zero idea at this point.
Let's be honest here. It's all gonna be cosmetics. Okay, obviously, because we know they're not gonna like do something.
All be cosmetics.
Now
it's gonna be a cosmetic.
So here's the thing. Ubisoft is a company like any other company in the world. They need to make money.
They want to make money,
and they're not greedy about it. Let's be honest with you. They're not greedy about. They're not like Rockstar. Oh, that was weird. That's
What?
okay. Never mind. That's just okay. I was looking at the recording. It's chugging, but it's not. It's not the stream. It's just the footage.
Okay.
That's weird.
Um,
No. Okay. So um, fuck. What was I saying?
don't worry about it.
Okay. So they're not greedy, right?
Right.
They want to make money because that's their company. They want to make money, but they're not like sucking it out of the players. If you know what I mean. Like
No.
it's cosmetics. Um.
They're
But as he's a pass owner, I would kind of like some benefits.
it probably should be included with the season.
No, I don't think it should be included. But I think it should, you maybe just get like a little like I don't know. I forgot how it worked. To be honest with you, it's been
They
a
could.
little ages
It's
since I
like
fucking played.
honestly, I don't even at the point when they were. When they were announcing it, I was confused on what are they
Yeah.
doing?
Now
So
it's I kind of get triggered about it, but thinking about it, it's just like they need to make money. The game's what fucking 4 years old now. Like people aren't buying it as much as they used. I mean, they are still buying it, but I mean,
people are really still buying it. But
they need to keep their money up and do all that. So it's, if you look at it from that way, it's not like they're, oh, you
No.
have to,
They're
spend
not-
$100
they're not
to get any
making it-
fucking thing. It's not required.
they're not making it a requirement, but they're also not making they're putting it in to make money.
So, do you want to just talk about the Ghost Recon graphics real quick?
All right, I want to talk about Ghost Recon real quick because I played it and
What
At least the
what was it
build-
called again?
it was Ghost Recon Breakpoint
Okay.
and it was the beta.
No, and now you can talk about
Oh.
it.
I can talk about it now, and oh my god, I don't know if it was the fucking what I was playing it on or I was playing on PS4. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I was playing on PS4, and it was bad.
It's bad.
The graphics aren't good.
Okay, what
They
would you equivalent the graphics to?
Okay, let's just put it this way. They have blood in the game in the very beginning of the game. You don't feel any emotion because the blood and the graphics look so bad. They're worse than GTA. I honestly think they're worse than GTA's, and it looks like it's just the polys aren't up to date, and it looks like it's just maybe I'm just spoiled with other games that look so much better than that, but it's been a very, very, very
What about the gameplay?
gameplay's okay.
Okay.
Gameplay's the exact same.
Okay,
as Ghost
so
Recon
I'm looking at
Wildlands.
it right now. It's probably because you're on PS4. There's a low graphics and a max graphics setting. If consoles play on low graphics, then that's probably why it looks like shit. Because like low graphics looks like complete ass. But max
exactly
graphics
what it
looks
is.
pretty damn like amazing.
Okay.
So it might just be like I wish I should have streamed this, but I don't want to interrupt the footage.
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, so like it could just be that. Honestly, on
It
PC,
could be that. I mean, it could be. It could be.
I'm telling you this right now. It's gonna look 20 times better on PC. I'm telling you that
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. So
It could have been. It could have been just something that either I just fucking couldn't find the graphics, and to be fair, I wasn't
you're
like.
you're,
oh my God.
you're on PS4, smart one.
No, I know, but and that's exactly why it was PS4, and that's why.
All right. So do you want to switch topics now about what I really want to talk about?
Okay, let's talk about hacking.
All right. Hold on. So hold on. All right, we've all played games, especially if you played all the last 2 games. That's pissing me off because the footage is really chugging, and I need to make sure it doesn't do that for next time. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we've all played games. We've all played, on a PS3, Xbox 360. Hopefully, if not, well, you're not gonna get this, or PC. And we all know, running into a hacker, you feel many different things. Depending on what game, of course, you may feel different. So on GTA, for example, there's some hackers, or I guess we call them modders in the community. Sometimes they're dicks. Sometimes they just completely grief you and, well, they're dicks. Sometimes they're cool and then they'll drop you money, let you spawn in cars, whatnot.
Yeah.
But on some other games,
Hang on.
what's up?
All right. So we have there's modders and in GTA.
Mm-hmm.
GTA 5, as we all know, is a game that fucking Rockstar wants to milk everyone's money.
We'll talk about this. Yeah,
So,
let me continue with my point.
Okay.
Rainbow Six is another game that has modders. No, granted, it's only PC they have modders, but they still have modders. Hackers, whatever. Hackers. This time it's not cool. Like this time, I'm not like, oh, cool, hackers, because it's a competitive game. Any competitive, yeah, I know. I just said modders because they were talking about GTA. You get the point. Hackers. All modders are in GTA. They're hackers, but the community has called them modders. It's like a
but I think that's a big
technically it's a improper term. People just say modders because it's just a term everyone's using.
But I think that's a big distinguishing factor. Is on GTA, they're not called hackers.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? They're not called hackers on GTA.
Well, actually, they are. Modders. They are, but I mean,
I'm a modder in Minecraft. What? I have mods for Minecraft.
I mean, I guess technically,
does that make sense? I have mods for Minecraft. I'm not.
Okay. Anyway, with Rainbow, hacking isn't looked up upon, right? On the GTA community, it's mixed, right? Like John was talking about, fucking Rockstar is so money hungry when it comes to the shark cards, and I get it, right? They only make money, and even if I was shark cards, or I would be if they weren't ridiculously priced. You don't understand. I can have one of my modder friends drop me like 10 million less than an hour, or I can go and get paid $100 for $8 million in game. Do you get the issue here? Like I get on PS4 and Xbox One, you can't do that, but on PC and I guess last gen, I guess who pays last gen, you can do that.
Right.
That's so that shouldn't be. Now I get you have to pay money for it. But it shouldn't be $100, like real money, for $8 million a game. I don't think you understand how little that actually gets you nowadays. $8 million in game might get you a few cars.
Do you know what's so close to GTA?
What?
Mobile.
What's mobile have to do with anything?
You pay $100 for 100,000 coins.
Okay, yeah, that's
5 things.
That's it depends what game you're talking about. Like on Bluestone, it's not that bad, but I mean, it just all depends what game you're talking about.
Right. Well,
but we're talking about GTA.
I'm making a broad.
Yeah, a broad statement. There's a lot of companies that do it, but Rockstar is notorious at it, and also, EA is notorious at it. EA is very notorious at it. But I don't know who would be worse at it. At least Rockstar, they tell you what you're getting. I mean, it really just depends. Both have, but Ubi isn't like that. And I think it's kind of weird, right? Because modding, the view of modding in GTA is mixed, right? Sometimes you get people. I'm not sure if you can read the chat in game, but at some points they say there's a modder, they were in the game, yada yada yada. I'm not even sure if it's on this one.
Do you know what's interesting?
What's up?
Is the economy in GTA versus Rainbow Six.
Okay, so
I hear me out on this one.
I know, but I was gonna continue my point. You keep cutting me off.
Okay, go.
Okay,
just go.
So the point I'm making here. In the community of GTA, it's mixed, right? You get some people, they're like, "Oh, cool, man, awesome." I've literally heard people tell my friends, they're like modders, like, "Oh, you made my day," all this other shit, which it's cool. Sometimes they're, "Oh, you're a dick, whatever, you mod, why you're in the game, yada yada yada." The community's mixed, but everyone can agree. Or the majority of people. Oh no, it's not on GTA.
Is it
not on GTA?
What? And
plus there's sometimes there's modders that are dicks. Like the other day we ran into a modder that was toxic as shit.
No, but
But no, like
the people.
in general, like people, like legit, like I be with my modder friends, and they're not even messing with them. Like they're just like changing the weather and doing modern things, but they're not actually hurting anyone. And then people was like, "Oh, you're in the game, yada yada yada." I've seen it firsthand, and they're not messing with people. Now,
Okay.
so in that sense, the community is mixed. But you go to Rainbow. The Rainbow community is not, for the most part, mixed. There's a mild,
Oh no.
there's a very small portion of people who think it's okay.
Actually, I would dare to say the people that are modding are not even mixed on if it's right or wrong to mod.
I mean, I guess you're right.
I would dare to say from what I've seen of people modding in Rainbow Six, they say, "Oh, I just do it for fun."
Hacking.
Basically.
It's hacking. I thought you were talking about GTA.
Hacking.
You just told me it's hacking.
Hacking.
Just on Rainbow, it's wrong, right? They literally just say it because they're bad, and there's a lot of reasons. And on that side of things, since it's looked down upon more, it's more sketch when you do it. Like there's like websites and shit you can go on and have someone help you boost you and shit, stuff like that. So it's more sketch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like that on like GTA, but it's not as sketched, in my opinion.
Right.
I feel like it's more sketched on Rainbow. I mean, yeah, but.
And then
I feel like it's more sketched.
I mean, we can also talk about I wanted to mention this.
Mm-hmm.
The economy on GTA 5 versus Rainbow Six, which is really weird when you actually think about it. In GTA 5, you can buy every single thing in the game with in-game money.
Mm-hmm.
In Rainbow Six, you can't do that.
Well, shit, you can.
No.
Wait. With in-game money?
Yep.
Okay, well, yeah, everything besides cosmetics. I mean,
but I'm just saying.
If you're talking about the things that really make the game, you don't need money for.
Right. Well, like what I'm saying is just literally everything in the game in GTA 5 you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
If you play the game long enough.
True.
In Rainbow Six, that's not the case. But then, Rainbow Six, people aren't modding in cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
They're not modding in cosmetics.
That's not actually true.
In aimbot and
that's
things
actually not true. Some hackers do the elite skin thing.
Oh, okay.
But that's just that's only
right. But that's a lot of that isn't as.
It's not as protruded. It's not as more of a thing.
It's really modding or hacking in Rainbow Six Siege. That's a lot of just people aimbotting and walls and things like that. Yeah. More than getting a bunch of renown for cosmetics.
Okay. Do you want to?
Which I just wanted to point out. That's very interesting.
Yes, I agree. That is. Well, it's obvious because the name of the game. Now there's also I don't entirely agree with it because there's also that happens on GTA too. Right, God mode aimbot. There's literally modders could use aimbot.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, but it's not really, and I think it all boils down to the fact that Rainbow is a competitive game. It's a competitive shooter. It's made to be competitive. GTA is just more of a chill, hanging out with your buddy type thing. So more people can be lenient about modders and shit.
People can just find a new match.
Exactly. That's what happens. That's what I do sometimes. Legit. There's a really toxic mod. I just don't want to fucking deal with them. Fighting session. Boom. Problem solved.
Exactly.
All right.
And I guess we can go on to emulators.
All right. So this is really interesting. So I have this was with Jonathan, by the way. I have been messing with a little bit of emulators. It's a pain in the ass to do. But I have a Wii emulator and a GameCube emulator on my computer, and I'm also trying to get a Switch one at some point in the future. But for now, let's back up. Let's backpedal. Actually, I want to talk a little bit more about the modder thing. How easy it is to get a mod menu. I'm probably gonna get a mod menu. I'm being perfectly honest with you. It's like $40. It's pretty legit. It's actually just legit because friends use it.
Nothing's legit.
And actually, this is kind of goes into it. How easy it is.
Yeah.
There's certain things that's really easy to do, I mean, anyone can do it, to be honest with you. Hack. Even not just GTA, like on Rainbow. And I think that's why it's a problem as well. Alright, so switching back over to the emulator thing, so that's one thing I want to point out.
Well, actually, okay. Yeah, you can do one.
So, I have set up a Wii emulator and a GameCube emulator. and I play some games, and I really like it. And it's really interesting because it's so simple to set up. Any computer can pretty much do it. Um, I have Breath of the Wild set up, but it's a little finicky because I have to fix a few things to make it run better. All right, so speed running and the devs or a thing. There has been people, and I have not really gotten read much about it. But there's been talk about allowing emulators and speedruns. And it's in some specific cases. The content the games run on is hard to find, so they're allowed. In some cases, here's a perfect example. Say I'm running spell. Well, no. Let me talk.
Yes. That's a perfect example.
No, Jonathan. Say I'm running Breath of the Wild. Okay. Say I'm running on the Switch. Let's say I get about 30 frames on the Switch. It's about normal. Then say I run it on a PC. 60 frames. What's gonna be quicker?
PC 60 frames.
Exactly. So I have the advantage. And here's another thing.
Yeah.
Some glitches. Now this isn't for Breath of the Wild specifically. Or it might be. I'm not sure if that would affect the. Anyway, some games, glitches are due to frame rate. A good example is there's a glitch on speedrunning GTA. It's one that's like the dock mission where you picked up the crates, says Trevor. If you drop your frames like around 20 frames, you can actually pick both crates up, and that saves time. But it's not really worth it. But it's a thing you can do, and that's an example of how it would affect emulation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an example. That's a PC example. We're not even talking about like actual games that are probably the glitches are due to the frame rate. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot more. And it affects the devs in a way.
All right.
Because the Wii U emulator I got, I'm able to get pretty much any game for free and the DLC. But let's be honest here, Nintendo's kind of like ridiculous with their shit, so we're just gonna slide past that. Let me talk about that right now. Okay, and then I'll talk about why it's not always illegal.
Well, okay. On the developer side of things, when you have an emulator for, let's say, the Switch, you're taking money directly out of the developer's pocket. Mm-hmm. You literally are stealing a game basically and a console.
Okay, so here's the thing. Some of the games are old. No, some of the games are old. Like GameCube
I'm not
games.
talking about. I'm not talking about GameCube
I know,
games.
But if you're talking about Switch and Wii U games,
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Wii U. I'm talking about Switch.
I mean, it also applies to Wii U.
Switch is widely available.
Wii U is also widely available because it's older. I mean, more people have a Wii U than Switch probably.
No.
I disagree.
You can, if I could go, it would be.
Okay, let's not argue about it.
It would be 100% easier for me to go out and buy a Switch than buy a Wii U.
Okay, I know, but I'm saying the Wii U is older, so there's probably more people that have the Wii U. Is what I'm saying, getting at.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, you could say that for virtually
continue
anything.
with your point.
Okay, you're taking money out of the developers' pockets if you have a Switch emulator.
Okay.
Because they're not getting a console sale and they're not getting a game sale. So that's $300 and $60 right there. Mm-hmm.
I know, but can I play devil's advocate for a second?
In a minute, why? Okay. That's when you're going to talk about why it's not always illegal.
Okay. Well, also I was going to say a few more other things, but okay, go ahead.
Fine. What do you have to say about Switch?
Can you continue talking so I can?
Okay. With that, and that's exactly why, is because you're taking money out of a developer's hands from a console that's widely available, widely sold, and you could buy virtually any game that's on the console right now. You could go out to the store and buy it.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Go.
If they made it available, so look at it this way. You don't see that kind of thing happen for PS4 games. You don't see that kind of thing happen for Xbox One games. Do you know why it's Wii U and Switch games?
Why?
Because it's not available on more platforms. Their games, I guarantee you, if their games were available on PC, this wouldn't be much of an issue. It's so easy to go online, type in Wii U USB, and easily enable with the fucking key. You can look up with their internet and take literally 5 seconds to look it up. Insert the damn key in there. They don't give you the key, by the way. You have to look the key up yourself, which is the reason to get in the first place. And you just insert that shit, you have it instantly. It's that easy. And yes, it's not right, but the fact of it is, it's that easy. Yes, I sat here, my dumb ass, and spent literally like all night trying to fucking figure it out. But it's easy, and I didn't realize it until I found Wii U USB helper. It's that easy. And I get it's not right and it's not legal, but it technically could be. Because there is a way you can, well, I guess it wouldn't be really legal, but
with
anyway,
an emulator, it's, and this is basically straight from the legal books. It's illegal if you don't have the game.
That's what I'm going at too.
That's exactly what it is.
There's a way to drag your shit in game and to put on the emulator.
If I, which I do, I have a Wii U.
Okay.
I could download the Wii U USB, get games that I've bought myself,
100%.
Play them on the PC, and I would be completely in the right, and it would completely be legal.
How the fuck did you know you could do that? You never even used the Wii U USB emulator.
I know these things.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you can do that.
I'm a smart boy.
Anyway, so
So, but that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's legal if you have the console and the game. If you don't have
to be honest with you,
you cannot. It's not legal in certain. That's a very gray area.
It is a gray area because the fact of it is, it's not on the black web. It's on the dark web, right?
Right.
You get the key. I honestly don't think there's much they can actually do to you. Let's be perfectly honest with you. Because we're sitting here live on stream talking about this.
They could sue you.
Okay, and how they're gonna give information to sue me, someone?
Will they sue you? No,
probably not, because they have to sue literally everyone that uses Wii U USB. You know who they're gonna sue eventually is the creators of it.
Correct.
Okay, but is that an issue? We don't know. I don't know. But that's exactly. But actually, they can't sue them. You know why? Because they don't provide the keys. Because in order to launch Wii U USB helper and actually launch the damn menu thing, you need to have a key. They don't give you the key.
Exactly.
So you have to look up the key yourself, which granted, all you gotta do is look up Wii U USB helper key or whatever the hell it's called. It's literally the first result. So it's not that hard to find it.
I'm not saying it's.
And the keys change all the time.
In the legal book, in the legal book, what you're saying is completely legal. They cannot sue Wii U USB helper direct. They cannot sue you.
Yeah.
They cannot sue you in the legal definition because
but here's the thing.
Black and white.
Here's the thing.
Legality is black and white.
Why don't you think this happens on PS4? Why don't you think there's I'm sure there is PS4 emulators, but if there is, it's not as obvious. It's not as popular. Why do you think that is?
Because it's a console.
Okay, well, Wii U, but just a console. What are you getting at? I mean,
I get you can get it for PSP, and most of the emulators aren't like like the best. Like most of the time, it's not like I'm gonna get my Switch emulator pulled up and play my Switch games that just came out yesterday. Most of it's very older. It's a lot older games. It's stuff from the 90s.
And here's another
80s,
thing.
70s.
Here's another thing. We're gonna mention Wii U and Switch. There's online compatibility, and you could play online on your emulator. However, if they catch you, they will ban you. So that's another thing. They obviously don't approve of it because there was also a guy that was doing it, and he got his video taken down because he was showing emulated Zelda footage.
Correct.
So they don't approve of it.
No.
But they can't really do much, and it is a gray area, right?
It's
really weird because I personally think if their games were available on PC or just more than one platform, even it would have been much of an issue. If their games, even if the Switch performed better, if it wasn't on, if the handheld part wasn't on like a fucking 720
let's be honest,
pixel
that's
screen.
Nintendo.
Yeah, but if it was as good as like console games, it wouldn't have been much of an issue because people. Let's be honest here, people don't get it on PC thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get everything for free." They're thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be able to play my favorite Nintendo game that's 60 frames a second. It's gonna look amazing with all these mods I can put on it to make it look better." Now, granted, the free part is pretty fucking cool too, but
Josh loves that part.
They're not thinking that when they get it. You know, they are also thinking about that, but. I feel like if they made their games better and their console faster, it wouldn't be much of an issue.
It's a very great
and I feel like that right there is why PS4... Perfect. Here's one. I feel like right there. That's why PS4 and Xbox One games aren't a problem. Because there's because there's usually PC counterparts of said game, and the PC... The PC games that come from those consoles... are fit for PC. Like, you can make them look better in the game. You don't have
Explain God of War. Go.
Okay, there's exclusives, but what do you mean explain God of War? There's exclusives. Everything has exclusives. But guess what? But guess what? No. Most of Switch's things are Nintendo exclusive. What are you talking about? Okay, but more than half of PlayStation's and Xbox's library isn't exclusive to them. Usually, it's all across 3 platforms, and the ones that are no. The ones that are
not.
The ones
by
that
studio.
Are, the ones that are, I don't care about the studio. I'm talking about the console themselves, like the console. All right, the ones that are exclusive, you're not gonna go out and download a PS4 emulator or just a Xbox One emulator just to play those few games you want to play. Because why would you do that? You know?
But I could say this, and hear me out with this.
All right.
Nintendo, all of Nintendo's games that are on Switch that are exclusive, quote unquote exclusives. First of all, most of them are made in-house by Nintendo.
Okay.
So, which they would be Nintendo exclusive, just like how Horizon Zero Dawn is a PS4 exclusive, not because they decided I'm just gonna make it on PS4 and give a bunch of money.
The main problem.
No, they made it because PS4 and PlayStation own the developers that made Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, etc.
Okay, I'm not.
The Nintendo thing, that's just because Nintendo has a lot of in-house games, and they just make a lot of exclusives.
So I'm not hating them for making a lot of in-house games, but I feel like I feel like the Switch could be a lot better in the sense if there was all number of games on it, if there was able to play. Because let's be honest with each other. Nintendo's never competed with Sony and Microsoft.
Hell no.
They've always been their own thing.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest with everyone. Nintendo's on its little own planet, and everyone else is on planet Earth.
And everyone appreciates Nintendo for everything they've done.
Everyone loves Nintendo,
and no one usually
like a kid, and then we go on with our life.
Okay, so the console plebs, right? When they're talking, PlayStation 4 is better than Xbox One. Xbox One's better than PlayStation 4. They don't mention Nintendo. And you could mention you could bring 2 reasons up, Ryan. You could be like, they're bad, they're terrible, whatever.
Nintendo's
but I think
Nintendo's a
no. I think it's because it's its own entity.
Nintendo's Nintendo.
I don't know. I feel like Nintendo games and all that should be a separate entity of other console games because Nintendo's
it's a niche.
Nintendo's is a family-friendly company, quote unquote, and they've always marketed themselves to be one. They have their own characters, and you can't really say that much about Sony. You can't really say that much about Microsoft. And
like I said, it's a niche.
It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. The reason it's a bad thing because then you get people that want to emulate it on PC to make it look better. To make it if it was in the PlayStation 4, it would look like this. You know what I mean? Or PC, it would look like this. And then it's good because it attracts. No one really fights. Nintendo's better because Nintendo's its own little subgenre, in my opinion, and it shouldn't be compared to PS4 and Xbox One. It's always been a side thing.
Nintendo's little baby, and it's
the online. The online was never going to compare to PS4 and Xbox One, and I'm not saying they hating them. I'm saying
Nintendo just found what the internet.
I know, but
they just found out what the internet is.
Listen. I'm not saying that to hate on them. At all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that because it's the genre of games they make. They're never going to compete with Xbox and PlayStation because of the games they make. They don't have GTA on it, they don't have COD on it, and they don't want to. They want it to be family friendly, and Nintendo is like the only company that cares about that.
Nintendo wants everything to be made in-house.
Sony and Microsoft don't care about that thing. They're just doing all the games. They want to make money and whatnot. Nintendo's always wanted to be family friendly, and that's why they shouldn't be compared to Sony and Microsoft, because they're
Nintendo's in-house. That's exactly what it is. Well, Nintendo makes Nintendo makes everything in-house.
That's why.
When was the last time?
Actually, that's not necessarily true. They have some games that aren't just in-house. Not all of their games are in-house. A lot of them are, but I would say there's about as much.
A vast majority.
I would say there's about as much constant exclusives for the PS4 and Xbox One players as there is as there is not in-house Nintendo games. Skyrim's example, Minecraft's an example. There's a few others, but like I guess a majority. You could tell,
and that's exactly what it is. Nintendo, instead of making a vast majority of non-exclusive games and then having select exclusive games, they go vice versa. They make like PS4 and everything. They have a vast majority of like the non-exclusive video games.
That's exactly what I just said. That's literally what I just said.
But then the question is, does that really justify why why?
I'm not justifying it. I'm not justifying it. All I'm saying is that's what people do it. I'm giving a reason why people do it. Right? I'm not saying it's not just the money, right? No, let's be honest with each other. If it was just the money, people would be doing it with PS4 and Xbox One games too. Let's be perfectly honest with each other here.
Right.
But it's not. And you could argue it's also a security thing, and it probably is, to be honest with you. It's probably also a security thing. But let's be honest here. If people wanted to, they would do it. But people don't do it because of that reason.
But also, first of all, let's be honest. Nintendo just found out what the internet is. They just figured out how to Google something.
Yeah, and I don't really, I don't agree with the paying thing. And honestly, their online service is pretty much equivalent to what the PS3 was back in the day.
So at that point in time,
I honestly think they should have waited. I honestly think they should have waited in order to charge for online until they're ready, like PS4 and Xbox One is, because they're where PS3 was.
You know why PS4 emulators and Xbox One emulators aren't out in the wild in the vast majority, right?
What is that?
It's not because people don't want them. It's because PlayStation and Microsoft will hammer and sue you to shit if you do that.
And Nintendo won't. Why won't Nintendo?
Because Nintendo because first of all, Nintendo can care less.
What do you mean they could care less? You just said they're losing money like 5 minutes ago. You're just like, they're losing like $300 on one person. So why? There's a lot more people to emulate than you think, Jonathan.
They're losing money.
There's a lot more people to emulate than they think.
People aren't playing. Majority of the time, it's not. The emulators aren't for Switch. There are Switch emulators.
I ain't
saying there are the amount of Switch emulators and the amount of PS4 emulators are probably comparable.
No, I disagree. I 100% disagree. Okay. I can get a Switch emulator in like 20 minutes if you give me time. Okay. But I doubt you can find a PlayStation emulator.
I mean, you could probably, if you knew where to look, you could probably find a PS4 emulator pretty quick.
No, so.
All right. Are you Googling PS4 emulator?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing.
PS4 emulators on PC don't work yet, so they'll get scammed by a fake. So yeah. Exactly. So
because why?
It says in the article. So what I'm reading, it's due to the hardware, right? Mm-hmm. So the Switch hardware and all other shit is easier to do. And that's exactly what I was saying. It's a security thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm looking at.
people can
Now,
very
now there's a
easily do it.
PS3 emulator, obviously. You know, I think it's just there are going to be a PS4 emulator at some point. But right
At
now,
some point.
it's it's so new. We've even modded it for Christ's sake.
Well,
I think it's another thing like
that goes with the hardware.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
let's be honest. The Switch hardware is comparable to the PS3.
Yeah.
The Switch hardware is very comparable to the PS3, while the PS4 hardware is very comparable with a non-Switch. So it's like,
apparently there's an Xbox One emulator though.
yeah. I mean,
there's like 10 of them.
yeah. There you go. So
Huh.
a lot of it's not. It's if they can find a way to do it, they
But
will.
look at it this way: there's not many people using Xbox One emulator because if you just play the Xbox One, and
It's
like here's the thing. Here's the
it's a risk.
Back to the thing. No. Let's go back to the thing. Why would you get an Xbox One emulator on your PC if you have a PC? You can play most of the games on there. Now there's a few.
Well, no, not
okay,
most of the games. No, you can play every single Xbox game on PC.
Even like even Xbox exclusives.
Yep, because guess what? Cross compatibility, boy.
That's not necessarily true.
No, yes it is. But I can download God of War from Steam right now, or the Gears of War 5.
Okay. Anyway, the reason it goes back to what I'm saying. It goes back to what I'm saying, right? Why would you download an Xbox One emulator if you have everything on the PC? There's no reason.
It's not.
I would say Xbox One exclusives, but what Jonathan is telling me you can get Xbox One exclusives on PC, which I'm pretty sure is bullshit. But I'm not doubting him.
I got you a screenshot in like 2 seconds, boy.
I'm not doubting you, Jonathan. You know this.
I swear, if you open up Steam and just scroll down for like 2 seconds, you'll see it right there.
Regardless of the fact, that's why Xbox and PlayStation even we can say isn't like that popular. Now you could say PlayStation exclusives,
no,
but
PlayStation they can't. PlayStation doesn't. You just answered.
I
your
know.
question.
I know.
The reason why there's no PlayStation is because they can't.
Okay, I know, but if there were be, it's not.
They can, they will.
It's not gonna be.
If they can, they will.
I know, but it's not gonna be as big as Wii U emulators and shit. Because you know why? If you have a PlayStation, if you want to play your PlayStation games on your PC, why don't you just play those games on PC? It all goes back to the sense that most console games are also on PC. There's a few niches, right? Red Dead, I'm pretty sure it's not on PC. So you'd probably get like a PS4 emulator to play that. There's a few niches, but there's out of the vast games that are on these.
You can't get a PS4 emulator, Josh.
I know, but theoretically, I'm speaking, Jonathan. Theoretically.
Not theoretically, because theoretically you can't.
It's all gonna happen. Don't interrupt me, Jonathan. Jesus Christ. Now lost my train of thought. See, look what you did.
Theoretically.
You could, theoretically speaking, okay, people aren't gonna do it because.
Yes, they will.
Jonathan, if you're downloading a PS4 emulator on your PC, guess what you have? A PC. So why would you want to play Rainbow Six Siege through your PS4 emulator on your PC if you could just get it on PC? Now the only reason.
Why do they have Xbox?
The only reason I don't fucking know. The only reason. Let me talk! Jesus Christ, I'm distracting you.
Okay.
Jesus, I lost my train of thought again. See what you did?
Good. Can I speak?
Yes, speak. Go ahead.
Okay. You keep saying theoretically if they're not gonna because they could just buy the games on PC. Well, then why do they have why if you can play every single Xbox game on PC?
And tell me, Jonathan, is the Xbox One emulator that popular?
No, but why
exactly.
do they have them then? Why do they exist then?
Because they can! Jonathan, the only reason...
You're making my point. Thank you very much.
I know, but let me continue.
If they can, they will. If they can, they will.
I'm making a different point, okay?
Okay.
The only reason anyone would use a console, a PS4, Xbox One, a Wii U, a Switch emulator is to play games exclusive to that console. That is why Wii U games, Switch games, all the old PS3, PSP, GameCube, Wii games, That's why the emulators for the PC is so popular. Because why would I get, like I said, why would I get GTA on an emulator on PS4 if I can just play it on PC? I wouldn't.
Does it cost money, Josh?
No, I wouldn't.
I mean,
okay, that's the point. I wouldn't, Jonathan.
Okay.
And you could say it's the money thing, but let's be honest, you could get it for cheap. Like, why would you jump around so many hurdles just for the money? Now I get it, right? Like with the BU thing, but there's other things people are looking for. Like I said, you're not just saying, "Oh, look, I can get all for free." You're saying, "I can get it on my computer, and I can make it look all cool and fancy."
People aren't that nice. Welcome to the real world.
Okay, I'm not just talking.
They're not saying.
Jonathan, I'm making a point.
Butterflies.
I'm making a point. Why would you jump around so many hoops when you have a $2,000, whatever much when your computer is, to play a fancy-ass game on a fancy-ass graphics? The only reason you do it is for console exclusives, and that's why emulators are so popular for some, well, consoles, or, yeah, and some aren't. You know, that's why PS4, I'm pretty sure people cared about it. PS4, there'd be a PS4 emulator. But people don't care about it. Same thing with Xbox One. Yeah, there's just like 10 plus of them, but people only use it for exclusives. And hell, like you said, Xbox One exclusives are also on PC. Apparently,
they are.
So I didn't say you're wrong. I don't know. So I'm not
you
down
said
to you.
Apparently. Like, apparently.
I didn't know that. So that's why I said apparently.
Yeah. Well, they are.
Okay. Well, if they are, I'm not doubting you. They probably are.
Once again,
but PS4 ones aren't. So
right.
You know, and there's yeah, but there's a lot less exclusives. Nintendo is all about exclusives, so obviously that's why Wii U and Switch is more popular.
Well, no, obviously, why there's no PS4 emulators is because they can't have any PS4 emulators. They obviously are trying to sell PS4.
Jonathan, anything's possible. Jonathan, anything's possible. Now, it's not yet, but will it be? I'm sure in the future there will be. But it's another thing. It's such a niche subgenre. Okay, people don't care much about playing like God of War on the PC because they can just play on the PS4 and it looks just as good.
I mean, emulators themselves. Emulators themselves are a niche genre.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's a niche. It's a niche subgenre. Is what I'm getting at.
Right, but I mean, like, it's like how, like, the people that would want to play PS4 games on PC. One, they probably don't have a PS4, and remember, we're looking at it where we have a PS4.
Well, yeah, so, but okay, what I'm getting, if they have a PC, they would just get the PS4 games. That's what I'm getting at.
Hang on. No, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
If let's say your PS4 got taken away today, or years upon years ago, you have a laptop that, or a desktop, or anything that could actually run the games.
I get it.
Hang on. Oh. And that could run the games, and then you see this God particle that exists, and it's called PS4 emulator, and it actually does work, and it's legit and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Would you then say, oh well, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and be a nice boy, and I'm gonna buy a game. I'm gonna buy the same game that I'm gonna play on the emulator. I'm gonna buy it so that I have a copy of it, just because I want to give my money to the people that made this game.
Okay.
And be nice about it.
I get your point.
And I just, you know what? I really like those people, and they're gonna do great work, and I'm gonna play their game.
Okay. So I get the point. But let's be honest here. A lot of people don't go into it thinking that it's just a bonus. If you had to pay for the game, like if it was an absolute requirement, yeah, sure. I would. Yeah. But the thing is, the developers already have the emulation set up. They're just giving the game away for free. They have the emulation, like for the fucking Wii U thing. They already have the emulation. They can emulate the Wii U.
The developers don't.
The developers of the ROM thing already have the list for you.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Not the developers of the game.
No, I know that. I'm talking about the developers of the thing. Now, it's not like if you had to pay for it, then sure. But like I said, that's not like that's some people do go into thinking that. I'm not saying that, but I personally do not go into it just thinking that. There's two big attractions of that,
Right,
and that's the fact that you're getting the game for free, essentially everything else for the game for free, and it looks better. That's what I'm saying.
Would you ever consider buying a game? Buying that like okay, let's say you're playing
no,
Legend of Zelda.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Legend of Zelda.
But listen, I did that for Rainbow.
Right
you do that when you transition game, like when you transition your platform. You always do that. Like you're getting a when you're upgrading your PS3 from a PS4, you need to buy 20 more PS4 games in order to keep playing. That's what you do, Jonathan. That's just a thing. I bought like almost $100 worth of games on my PC when I got my PC. Before I got it.
Hang on, because I didn't even finish my sentence.
Okay.
And you are cutting me off.
Well, sorry.
When I'm now, you have Legend of Zelda. You downloaded the emulator.
Mm-hmm.
Would you for 1 second ever actually consider, you know what? Let me just go buy. Let me go ahead and buy the game on Amazon, even though I can't play it. I'm just gonna buy it just to give the developers my money.
Okay, but you're not getting the point. That's not the only reason why people do it. Like,
I'm not saying it's the only reason.
I know that.
I'm not saying the only reason is because people want to be dicks. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, would you actually consider being like actually helping the developer if you're not forced to not help the developer?
And here's the thing: it's kind of the developer's fault. Because like I said, if it was on more than one platform, people wouldn't do it. It's all about exclusives. Because I know. Because
first of all, the developer isn't the one that decides the fact. It's the publisher.
No, I'm talking about the developer of the game consoles. You know, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. In this case, I guess we're talking about Nintendo. It's if the game's exclusive to that one console. More of the games that are exclusive to that console, more of the chances are going to be emulators. That's why, like I said, there's the Xbox One emulators and the PS4 emulators aren't as popular. That's exactly why I'm saying that.
But why are people like?
No, I'm not. No, listen. I'm not saying. Right. The fact that it's free is not another reason. That is a reason. But the main reason is because of what I said.
Because, like I've been saying for the entire time, why have You're saying, well, they're the PS4 and PC and Xbox One emulators aren't as popular because they don't because all of their games are on PC as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You also have to consider that the amount of exclusives between the amount of exclusive. If I had to draw a bar graph, I would. The amount of exclusives between Nintendo and PS4 and PS4. I'm gonna say PS4 because PS4 has the most amount of exclusives right now between Xbox One and PS4.
Mm-hmm.
PS4 and Nintendo. That bar would be so far right if Nintendo was on the left and PS4 was on the right. It would be so far right that you wouldn't even see PS4 because most 99.9% of the games on a Switch. Anything else?
That's what I'm saying, Jonathan. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying why Wii U and Nintendo emulators in general are more popular than Sony and Microsoft's.
Is because Nintendo has more exclusives.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But it's not like I'm not. But why haven't more people been wanting to play State of Decay 2? On Xbox One.
What's the fuck State of Decay?
What? Or Halo? Why don't they have Halo emulators out and about? Because Halo's a very popular...
you just said that any Xbox game you get on PC, smart one. You just said any game you get on Xbox you can get on PC.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so what do you mean why? That's why because you can get on PC.
But.
It's also an ease thing. It's also an ease thing, right? If it's so easy, the average person is just gonna buy it than actually emulate it, right? But we're not talking about the just average consumer in general, right? We're talking about people that want to fuck with emulation. You know, that want to do it. That want to just And that's why most people do Wii U games because, well, you get more of a payout from it, I guess. You could.
You get more payoff.
Yeah, because you can. It's
Okay.
I went over. I do have to repeat myself. Do I have to repeat myself like a fourth time?
Yes or no? Is it moral? Yes or no?
It's a gray area.
Is it moral? Yes or no?
It's a gray area.
Would you consider it moral?
It is a gray area.
No, it's a gray area. Yes or no? Would you?
Yes, it's a gray area. I just said it's a gray.
I said no gray area. Yes or no? Would you consider it moral?
It is a gray area.
Don't say it's a gray area.
That is what I'm saying.
That's like saying, am I gonna shoot someone or am I gonna save someone's life? Oh no, I'm just not gonna do anything.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a gray area.
It's okay.
Because if they put the games on at least another device, this would happen a lot less. And I get it; they want everything to be in house, but this is an effect.
You could say the same
Jonathan,
thing for Spider-Man.
Okay, this is an effect that happens, Jonathan. If you have the majority of your games just on your console, that is what happens. People are gonna want to emulate that and make it better.
Is it moral?
It's a gray area.
So
what do you think? What do you think? Is it moral?
No.
Okay, that's your opinion. I have my own opinion. It's a gray area.
You say it's a gray moral. It's
a gray area. Because people are trying to make the game better. Okay? Sure, they're not getting money, but that's not everyone's intention, right? Everyone's not going into it thinking, "Oh, I can get everything for free." They're going into it especially because you have to set up, especially because you have to download all the programs and do all this shit. You have to know what you're doing. It's not that hard,
as a side effect, you may not be going into it saying I'm gonna do this, but you are doing it.
Okay, and yeah, you're taking away from the developers, but they're a multi-million, hell, probably $billion company. And like I said, it's a niche subgenre, dude.
What if you're a group of 3 guys making a game, and you have
no look, that's not
Nintendo get your game on their console and says and you want to make it exclusive on Nintendo's. You want it because you love Nintendo.
No one's gonna do that. If you're a niche developer, you're not. If you're a small developer, you're not gonna be like, oh, I just want my shit on Nintendo. You're gonna try to get that on everything. And hell, it might start out on PC because that's what happens most of the time.
I mean, well, sometimes it doesn't.
I don't know, but I'm saying you're saying like 3 people. I'm saying most small startups start on PC. Look at all the indie games that's been produced. You don't get all those on console. Until like years down the road.
Octopath Traveler.
I don't even know what that is. So you're kind of passing over my head.
It was a Switch exclusive.
Okay.
And it was. I'm almost guarantee you could probably find an emulator on it.
Okay. Well, you probably can. But guess what? Does a whole bunch of people have that? Probably not. Because like I said, it's not many people know how to set up an emulator. But the people that do, they're not. Yeah, sure, they might get it, but for Christ's sake, they're already getting money from Nintendo.
They're already taking money from Nintendo.
And we're about running out of time, so we probably should wrap this up.
Okay. I would 100% say it's not a gray area. It's morally wrong.
But it's you know what? I think it's necessary.
It's morally wrong. I mean, you can do it.
It's necessary, and you know why I say it's necessary?
Why?
Because
put
it's
it
necessary.
To those developers.
No, I think it's necessary because I think it should honestly. Other shit should be on PC too, or they should. It's influencing them. Hopefully, probably not, but hopefully, it shows them eventually that let's be honest, if they have their shit, like I said, I'm gonna say this for the 50th time in this podcast. If they had their games not just on their own consoles, we wouldn't have this problem. We would be talking about this. I wouldn't have downloaded it earlier. But we would have gotten that console and played it.
I mean, I mean, technically, you can't be like if they had their games on more, because I mean that is not true.
That's the point I've been making this. That's the point I've been making this whole time.
But
you don't download an Xbox One emulator. You don't download a PS4 emulator if there was one, and it'd be like, I am going to use it. Because if you have a PC, you're just going to play those games on PC because they're available.
I would download an PS4 emulator to play PS4 exclusive games.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I know. But look, you just told me, and you just explained this to me like 5 minutes ago. The Nintendo exclusives are a lot more than Xbox and PS4 exclusives. So therefore, that I almost 100% guarantee correlates to how many people use Nintendo emulators compared to PlayStation and Xbox emulators.
If they had PlayStation emulators.
Well, technically there are PS3 and Xbox 360 emulators and below, and I think we haven't gotten into that, and I think we should. You know.
What, PS3 emulators?
Yeah,
and Xbox
and
360 emulators?
I think that's perfectly fine. I think last gen emulators are perfectly fine. You know why?
What?
Because you can't get the consoles anymore. A lot of them you can. It's perfectly fine. You can even think free, but the games are super old.
What about current gen consoles?
Well, you know, PS4 and Xbox has something. Doesn't really have that problem. But Nintendo has this problem. I'm not saying that.
I'm saying everything.
Okay.
Current gen consoles, is it right or wrong?
I said it's gray area. Now, I'll tell you this though. If you downloaded
you just said.
I'll tell you this though. And I'll give you a somewhat answer. How about that?
A somewhat answer. You always say that.
If you're downloading it with the intents of being at advantage on an online shooter or an online game in general, if you download it, a Xbox One emulator or a PlayStation emulator with the intent of getting a rainbow and using mouse and keyboard or something like that, having more frames, you know, being able to mod, I guess. I don't know if you can mod on those emulators, or just using mouse and keyboard, then it's wrong because it's affecting other players. But if you're not affecting anyone,
you're affecting someone.
Of course, besides the developers, because who cares about the developers? Because they're already making money from it, and this is why it's probably not that much of an issue because it's already a niche genre. Yeah, most of the time it's used with Nintendo, but it's still a niche genre to the point like they don't worry that much about it because they're already making millions, billions of dollars off of everyone else that's buying their software.
You're talking about from a player's perspective.
Yes, exactly. I'm talking from a player's perspective.
You're talking about from I don't care about what the anonymous figures in the background. I don't care that they can lose money. That's fine.
And it's their fault for not making their games on more than one platform. And I get why they do it, but they have to understand that this is a side effect of this.
I mean, it's a
side effect. It's bound to happen. No one can help it. It's not just the fact that it's only the games are only on their own hardware. It's also the security. It's hard. It's easier to get into. It's easier to emulate. You know, that's another reason why PS4 hasn't had an emulator because it's harder to get into. It's hard to emulate.
So what you're saying is if there's a will, there's a way, but only if the way is actually a way.
There's always a way to do something, Jonathan.
I mean,
you just proved my point. There's no will to have a PS4 emulator. Because there's little will, and that's why there hasn't been a way yet. Because I guarantee if everyone in the emulator community were like, hey, you know what, guys, we should really do a PS4 emulator. We should really try to start one up. There will be one. But there's not as much people worrying about it.
Why is there so much will to the fact that PC Gamer had to put out an article saying, don't try PS4 emulators, it's a scam? There's obviously a demand for it.
Because people want to make money off of a genre.
There's a demand for it.
I'm not saying there's not a demand for it, but it's not as much
that means there's a will.
Okay, but there's not enough of will.
Demand is will.
Okay, here's the thing. The people are trying to buy an emulator. They're not making the emulator. They're not part, I would say, of the emulator creator community. Like they're not, you know what I mean?
Would you consider yourself part of the emulator community?
Well, yes, but I don't
Okay,
make. I don't.
there you
No,
go. You
I
don't
don't.
make an emulator. You
Exactly.
play it though.
The creators of the emulator, there's not many people that actually create emulators. So they're like, you know what? I really want to do a PS4 emulator. There's not enough people for that, and that's the
Okay,
only reason.
so
That's
not the
what I'm saying.
community.
Not community.
It's
The
not
creators. The
community.
creators in the community, which is even more of a niche subgenre.
Which would be right. So what you're saying is because like obviously the creators are the ones that say what does happens and doesn't happen. So there's obviously demand for it,
Mm-hmm.
and the creators obviously don't feel like they need it, or there's an incentive to do it, which would be like for pleasure or something, as if it was free, or it would be, which there obviously would be an incentive if it was for money. So, like now at this point, do they sell emulators for Wii U and stuff?
No, they don't sell them. They give them away. You can go online and download them like that.
Okay, so they're not being sold.
Yeah, they literally don't make money from it.
Okay, so that means that the people that are doing it as a hobby, making emulators as a hobby, they're the ones that obviously aren't the ones that are gonna necessarily put in the time and effort.
You know what? You know what I just thought about?
Mm-hmm.
You know how we were talking about modding on GTA 5? This kind of goes into it. The
No,
reason,
it doesn't.
no, let me explain.
Okay.
The reason people mod is to protest, and you can argue all you want, but they do money drops and all the other shit. And just be honest, wouldn't be that much of an issue if Rockstar wasn't so damn money hungry.
Okay.
This kind of leads into the emulation issue with Nintendo.
What about Rainbow Six?
Let me finish.
That's not a protest.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Okay. With the Nintendo emulator thing, the reason people do it, you know why? Because they want to be able to play their favorite Nintendo games on their PC. They're not trying to hurt Nintendo.
So all they want to do, Nintendo,
all they want to do, they're not trying to hurt Nintendo.
Really love Nintendo.
No, let me finish.
Correct?
Let me finish. They're not trying to hurt Nintendo. The only thing they want to do is play their favorite games from their childhood, from the present, on their PC, and make it better, make it look cooler, whatever they want to do. Okay, that's all they're trying to do. And with Rainbow, it's different. Rainbow, they have different incentives, right? Rainbow, they just want to fucking be the diamond or whatever the fuck, you know. I guess you can also argue they're kind of protesting in the sense, oh, I want to be good, but that's technically they can be you can be protesting about anything and have a reason to do it. And I guess you can technically say protesting would be any reason to hack or mod a game, but I mean, this GTA and this Nintendo example is a perfect example. I mean, it's like what goes back to what I said. If Nintendo, if we're selling their games on PC, I guarantee you 100%, a lot more people would buy it than get an emulator. Guarantee it.
Okay.
And that's just how it is.
So what you're saying is, if let's say further down the line, PS4, PS5, PS6 come out, and the PS4 they can have emulators for PS4 now. I have
absolutely I
have a PS4. My PS4 works great. Oh, it's wonderful. I got the games. I got all the exclusives.
You know what?
I can ever think of.
You know what? And in 20 years, when we have the PS5, 6, whatever, I guarantee you there's gonna be a PS4 emulator. And you know why? For the exact same reason, there are PS3 emulators, there's Wii emulators, there's GameCube emulators to make the game better to the current standard. That's exactly why. Because I can get. I have Twilight Princess on my GameCube and the Wii U emulator, but we're gonna talk about GameCube emulator for right now, and that makes it look a lot better. And it's a GameCube game. Like, granted, you know, the Wii U looks better, but
in last generations that makes sense.
Exactly.
On why they would And
think of it this way. No, think of it this way.
Why that would be happening because the developers at that point aren't making any more money. At that point in time, everything's passed over.
Think of it this way. Think of it this way. No, think of it this way. We have these current or slightly not as current generation emulators, and you say
Okay,
it's
so
bad. No, 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 and you say it's bad. And I don't disagree with you. It's bad for the developers. They lose money, and yes, okay, it's morally wrong. Fine,
Wii U,
I admit it. No, no, I admit
Wii
it.
U.
No, 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 I admit it. No, no, I admit it. It's morally wrong. But you know
Right.
what? In 10, 20 years, they have that platform to base what we have now with the Wii U emulators, the Switch emulators, and Xbox emulators we have now. That's gonna get better. There's the technology, what we know about how to about how to emulate this console is gonna be better in 10, 20 years. So that means we can build off it. We can make the games look better.
Better
that.
and better and better.
And
Correct.
have the emulator perform better. So yeah, sure, it's not necessarily a good thing now, but in 10, 20 years, hell, even 5 years, whenever. The current emulators we have now are going to be the basis of in future emulators. And,
So what about,
even if there's different builds, it's going to be the.
What about Switch?
Exactly, it's like what I'm saying with the Switch. I'm saying with that with every current generation emulator.
Switch is a building off point for future emulators.
For the Switch, yes.
For future Switch emulators.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, because think of it this way: if there were never think of it this way: if there were never PS3 emulators or anything like this, it'd be a lot harder to get it nowadays.
But then
the technology wouldn't be as progressed.
Is a Switch emulator illegal?
Probably. I don't fucking know.
Because it's widely available.
You get it legally, so but you don't need to go into any illegal sites. So shit.
The dark web doesn't necessarily mean anything on the dark web is illegal. Anything off the dark web is not illegal.
That's not necessarily. No, I know. I get it. That's not necessarily true. However, if you think it'd be this big of a thing, the websites would be taken down by now, and they haven't been taken down by now. That's what I'm getting at.
But the thing is, there's been, and this has been very long, and it's happening a lot more, I think, now, is websites and emulators and things like that are being taken down.
I know that, but
by the developers, because they're taking profit away. And they're being sued and being compensated for that loss of profit. But guess what?
We, as players, are not getting affected in the sense that we are not getting sued. It's not illegal to us.
You don't give a shit.
Yeah?
You ain't losing money. You ain't getting sued.
And look, the people that make these emulators, they know what they're getting themselves into.
You have everything.
Listen. The people that make these emulators know exactly what they're getting themselves into.
Correct.
They do it anyway, and I'm not hitting on them for it. But they know what they're getting into, Jonathan. You gotta understand.
Right.
They know they might get sued. They know they might get in trouble, and that's why they take it down.
Why do you think they make those keys on a separate thing than the product?
No one knows. No one knows. It's the creators of.
Oh, it's absolutely.
No,
I guarantee
100% disagree. It may be a really fancy smancy mod or hacker, I should say.
I guarantee you, it's that same website.
I do not. And do you know why? What? Because they don't. No. I disagree. Because first off, there's so many links you can go to. There's actually a website with all the links that you can get the damn keys off of. They do not once link anything to do with the keys or anything where to find anything in the application or on the website. They just say, "Hey, look it up on Google." They are not associated with the key
look
creators.
it up on Google. Oh, that's not that's a shocker that they would mention. Hey, why don't you go look up on Google? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's probably gonna be on there. They're not suspecting that it's gonna be on there. They know it's gonna be on there because guess what? They put it on there as a legal loophole. That is exactly what it is. It's a legal loophole. And that's exactly what it is.
There's so many links, and most of them don't work. So saying that one company creates all those links are very shit because they get taken down. Because
other people put them up and things like that. Other people want to be fancy with it. They'll put a link up there. They'll make it so, hey, this is the key for today. and things like that, so that they try to build traffic to their website instead of the other person's website. And then at the end
Look,
of it,
hey, listen.
all in all,
I don't think it's
all in
nothing. No,
all,
no,
and
no.
then it,
I don't think it's something to do with getting money, because most of the time, the websites don't have ads on them.
I'm not saying
Literally,
no, no,
there was
websites,
no,
websites,
no, no. There was a big
just
no.
because they
Listen,
don't have ads
there
does
was
not mean they don't have traffic,
there was a.
and
I'm
they
not,
can
no,
get
I'm
paid
not.
for traffic.
They mostly get paid for ads, dude. That's how
Right, but
that's how Google and them make like all their damn money. Now look,
Mhm.
literally, like one of the main hubs for it was like a freaking Google website thing, like Google Sites. And I'm pretty sure you
Google
don't.
Sites.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't get money from that. Like, come on, dude.
Well,
Like
Google
they
Sites
don't do
is,
it for money. They do it because they want to. They want to help people.
see, you're not looking at the big picture
I'm
there.
not looking at the big picture. I'm not
Because
obviously seeing what you're talking
because
about.
now they may not be making money off of that specific website, but they are making money off of other things. So they're not making money off of that website, but they may link in the description, hey, this is our main website, da 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 da.
Jonathan,
Hey, this
you
is
know,
what we do, and then that's where they make
I
their
love
money.
how you're saying all this, but you haven't even like done research on these things.
Oh yeah, no, I have with the with all of the with all of the legal shit, because I already
I don't
knew.
know, but you're
I
not. Have you done any research on the websites themselves? How you get the keys and all that jazz? Exactly.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, but a lot of that stuff is from as soon as you said, oh well, you have to go to a different website on Google to find the key. As soon as
They
you
don't
said
mention
that,
anything to do with any website. And let's be honest with you.
I'm not saying
No, no,
I'm not
no, no.
saying,
Let's be honest with
but
you.
but hang on, hang on, let me
when you
speak.
search it
Let
up,
me speak.
when you search it up, there's so many results, and they're saying, hey, look it up, because nudge nudge, it might be our website,
Not our website.
or a different website we own that's not
Not
under our name that you visit. There's so many websites, Jonathan.
Why do you think-
How would they be like? They're always gonna click on this one specific.
Okay,
one.
first of all,
They don't know
why would
that.
they make it? Why would they make an emulator that requires a key when you can't get the key in the first
For
place?
legal purposes and people, dude.
But
There's so
then
no
what's
no
the-
no no no.
what's the
There's
sense of
so
getting an
many
emulator?
people that it doesn't have to necessarily be them. There's so many people that can get the keys that aren't them. There were like 5, 6 different keys on like the little hub website I went to. All of them, I'm pretty sure none of them were by the developers, and if there was, then what do? They don't get money from it. Like I just said, they don't do it for money.
They're not doing it for money, but you know what they are doing it for?
What are they doing it for?
They're not doing it for money. They're doing it for what they want. That's because they like to do it. And then
Exactly.
but because they want to do it, they have to find a legal loophole. That way, they're not going to get sued, and then they're going to have to pay money for something that they just want to do.
Okay.
Because that's exactly what that's
I'm not
that's
disagreeing with
why
you.
they have
No,
those keys.
listen,
It's not because
I
it's not
completely,
because
100% agree with you. It is a legal loophole, but I do not agree with you that it's necessarily them that's applying the keys. Now, if theoretically could be, right? But let's be honest here. Like I said, of all of the results you could search up on Google, no way in hell they know that the first one you click on is going to be them.
I'm not saying
No
it's
way
the
in
first
hell.
one. Hell no, I'm not saying it's the first
So
one. I'm
yeah,
not
sure.
saying,
Maybe
this
maybe
first
they
one is the one
theoretically
that
have a website with the keys. Maybe they don't. We don't know. And sitting here and arguing about that is not going to get us anywhere.
right.
So
I
let's
think
just agree with that and just.
what I'm trying to say is the reason they obviously know what they're doing is not morally correct.
Okay.
When I notice how I didn't say legally, I said morally, because it's legally allowed because they have a loophole to do it, obviously. And if they didn't have to have a loophole, then that means it would be legal and therefore moral.
And let's be honest here. We don't know how game keys and all the other jazz works, so we can't really sit here and say it's illegal or illegal. This is just our opinion.
Right.
On the matter.
We can sit here and discuss whether an emulator itself is moral or
let's be
not
honest,
moral,
let's be honest,
legal or
let's be
not
honest.
legal.
There's all these websites on the normal web, not the dark web. So we can safely say that it's most likely
that
not entirely illegal or illegal. It's a gray area, but we know as players we are not going to get sued. However, the people that supply may get sued. It's kind of like copyright. I feel like it's kind of like on the sense of copyright, you know, on YouTube especially.
It exactly
you can't
is like
you really can't.
The viewer's not going to get paid.
Listen. No. Do you know
for watching?
Do you know why? Do you know why YouTube takes copyright shit down? Because they don't want to get sued.
Because they get sued.
No. They don't want to get sued. They don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
You as the creator are not going to get sued.
Correct.
Because you do own the platform.
Exactly.
Google
you don't
owns
own the platform.
So Google would get sued.
YouTube itself says, "Hey, I can put this video up."
And that applies exactly in this case. We players are consuming it. We can't get sued. The creators of the platform can't get sued.
Exactly.
So
but then I mean you could say is putting copyrighted material on YouTube morally justified? No.
Some cases it's fair use. So
well, no, I'm not saying fair use. I'm saying copyrighted material.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Copyrighted material, even though you can't get sued.
Mm-hmm.
You can't remember. You just said you can't get sued on that. Would it be morally justified? No.
What's that?
It's not. I wouldn't sit here and say, or you couldn't even sit here and say, oh yeah, well this is why it's morally justified to put copyrighted material on your YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't, because it's not morally justified for that sake. Now, which you could say the same thing for emulators, where is it morally justified or not? That's a very gray area, and it's something that obviously we have very different opinions on. And there are very certain structural material that some people can say, oh yeah, it's fine because I'm not going to get sued, and it's long time ago that it was, and creators aren't making money off of it, or you know what, it's because it's the creator's fault, or yada yada yada, this and that. And I could say the same thing, like, well, I mean, the creator, just because it's been a long time doesn't mean the creator may still make money from it, or nothing like that. And you could, I mean, this could literally be an endless discussion.
Exactly, and that,
so,
we should probably wrap this up very soon.
And that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah. I think we're gonna leave it on that, where it's a very, very, very gray area.
Yeah, and it's very controversial. Gaming. Obviously, as you see me and Jonathan or keep arguing about it, so it's very controversial.
It's a controversial and very gray area in morally, legally, ethically, everything. It's very gray because of the fact that you're not hurting, really, in certain circumstances you're not hurting anyone. In other certain circumstances you're hurting everyone. Well,
not everyone, the developers.
The developers, you're hurting the developers. You could be hurting them a lot. Or you could be hurting them not at all. Or you could be in somewhere in the middle, where they can afford the loss.
You know why I think we should call this podcast?
What?
Josh versus Jonathan.
Let's do it.
We might. Oh, I kind of like looking for a name. Like, that makes it unique.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice.
We'll see. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, we should probably wrap it up. We're literally 43 minutes over the target in time.
Yep.
So at least we kind of added more on because I kind of was late to the last one, so it kind of makes it worthwhile.
I think that'll be it.
All right. So
So
I think
we're gonna.
you guys should check out my YouTube channel. Nightbot has told you guys the YouTube channel. Click on that
Mhm.
link and check it out. It's the Nerd Dude on YouTube.
We will
Well,
probably be
this is
streaming a little bit after this.
yes, this is gonna go on YouTube like a week maybe, give or take.
Yeah,
But
depends.
I'll get it on YouTube. I'll hope
Mhm.
it's on YouTube. This is gonna be a YouTube thing too.
Yep.
Gonna hopefully have 2 of these a month. You know.
Yep.
Hopefully it stays an hour, but we might have to like move up the time a little bit if we start doing what we're just doing.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
and then just let us know what you're thinking about the name. Should they be looking for
Mhm.
names? Should it be Josh versus John, John versus Josh, John whatever?
J battles.
JVJ, Josh and
JVJ.
Jonathan. I don't
Yeah.
know. JJ podcast. That kind of sounds cool. JJ
Yeah.
podcast. We'll just talk
So.
about it, comment, whatever. Tell me no. Make sure you guys join my
Yep.
Discord too. It's also Nightbot told you. So make sure you guys click that link too.
Yep.
And if you guys
Alrighty.
want to, you guys can contribute to my Twitch, with my Spotify Twitch playlist, which if I get enough songs on it, will start playing during my podcast, my streams. How about if you guys don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
I hope you
Alrighty.
guys enjoyed the podcast.
Hope you enjoyed.
And yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
wait, what did you mean by in stream after podcast?
Well, you know what I mean.
I don't
Just
know
stop.
what you mean. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. And we will be
Alright.
live here shortly playing probably GTA.
Yeah. Alrighty.